Hi folks, just want to talk about Muslims debating in Hyde Park. I've been watching quite a lot of debates by Muslims in Hyde Park. There are various Muslim apologies. Just want to talk about Muslims debating in Hyde Park. I've been watching quite a lot of debates by Muslims in Hyde Park. There are various Muslim apologies. Just want to talk about Muslims debating in Hyde Park. Sorry about that. I want to talk about Muslims debating in Hyde Park. What I've noticed with these Muslim apologists in Hyde Park is, number one, they have a shotgun mentality. So when they're debating, they will throw out loads of questions all in a few seconds. So you're unable to actually answer them because they kind of sucker you with loads and loads of questions before you can answer, and that's intellectually dishonest, because if you really want a fair debate, you've got to let the other person come back and ask questions. And so they try to control the situation by just throwing loads of questions out. Secondly, they come across as very confident, as if they know the Bible. So they'll say Paul contradicts himself on the issue of eating meats and things like that. But basically, what I found when I'm looking at Muslim scholars who are debating in Hyde Park is they don't really understand Christianity. And if you approached Islam the way they approach Christianity, they would call you out and say, oh, you don't know Arabic, or you don't know this, or you don't know that. And yet they come with a more slender understanding of Christianity, and then they think that they know everything and pulling Christianity apart. But really, from our perspective, they just really don't understand what they're talking about. And so there are a few Christian scholars in Hyde Park, like Jay Smith and a lady called Beth, and a couple of other people who help Jay Smith, who know what they're talking about, and they do a good job. And there are one or two Christians who go down there to debate, do a good job. But many of the people who are down there who are claiming to be Christian don't really understand or have enough knowledge. And these Muslim apologists use them for their video clips and the easy pickings. I just want to say to you Muslim scholars down at Hyde Park, why don't you come to Manchester? Why don't you arrange to come up to Manchester, and why don't you film debating me? Hey? So why don't you debate me on the resurrection of Christ? Why don't you debate me on that? Come up to Manchester. I know some of you Muslim apologists from Bolton and Rochdale, and you go down to London. Why don't you just pick on someone who can debate you on this topic, rather than picking on people who don't know what they're talking about? So the offer's there to John Fontaine. I've met John a few times in Manchester, and we have polite chats. But John, why don't you debate me on the resurrection of Christ? I tell you why. The same reason you won't debate me with the atheists, because the atheists are a bunch of frightened people on the internet who have not got any bottle whatsoever and utterly intellectually dishonest. And whenever an atheist actually steps up to the mark, like one or two the last 6 months, they come off worse. They don't do very well against me, so they tend to stay away. But I don't think the Muslim scholars are like that. I think the Muslim apologists out there have got more guts than the atheists out there, the atheist apologists. I think the atheist apologists are just a complete utter bunch of dishonest people, really, on the internet. Not to say that some of the atheist scholars in the university campuses in the UK are not honest. I'm sure that they are. But on the internet, the DPR Jones of this world are just a complete utter joke. And even when you do get one or two who are honest, they never come out well. They never do well. But I don't think that the Muslim apologists are like that. I think that the Muslim apologists do have some guts. And I'm saying to you, Muslim apologist in Hyde Park, why don't you come up to Manchester sometime and debate me? on the resurrection of Christ. I give an open challenge to some of you Muslim apologists to go down to Hyde Park regularly to debate me on did Jesus Christ rise from the dead. Name the time. The place will be Market Street in Manchester. But you name the day and you name the time and I'll be there. Okay? You name the day, you name the time, and I'll be there on Market Street in Manchester. All right? So we'll leave it with you. But when you go into Hyde Park and you're picking on people who don't know, and you think you're really smart, you think you're really clever, you think you're really, really doing well, you're not doing well. You're showing yourselves up to be ignoramuses. You're showing yourself up to be fools because you're picking on people who don't know what they're talking about. But when it comes to the resurrection of Christ, pick on me. Come up and have a debate with me. If you don't, we are planning a trip down to Hyde Park. We're planning on hiring a minibus, and a number of Christian street preachers will be going down to Hyde Park. And if you don't come to us, we'll come to you and we'll debate you. So either way, the clash is coming. Either way, the Liverpool and Manchester street preachers are going to come down to Hyde Park and we're going to debate you. Or you come up to Manchester and debate us. So the offer's there. But don't be picking on people who don't know what they're talking about. Pick on people who know what they're talking about. Okay? Thank you for listening and God bless. If you know any Muslim apologists in Hyde Park, send them this video and God bless you. Take care and have a lovely day.